Hello, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, I'm Topher. And for those of you who don't know and just randomly decided to click on my video, welcome to the channel. I'm Topher. Thank you for stopping by. So we're here to do a reaction, and we've made it, y'all. We are diving into the final episode of the Untamed, episode 50. It has been a long journey. It has been an extremely long journey, and it has been filled with ups and downs, happy moments, sad moments, emotionally devastating moments, and just all kinds of things. It's truly been a magical journey, and I'm excited and sad to have reached the end of it. But there's still plenty of other things left in our Untamed journey, and we'll talk about more of that after. For right now, we're just going to dive into this episode and see where it ends. Well, y'all, we did it. We did it. We did it. We did it. We made it to the end. And there's just so many feelings. There's so many. Like, I could probably sit here for like 30 minutes just going on and on and on and trying to recap and whatnot and still only scratch the surface of the show. What I will say is this series is just such a well done series. It's such a masterclass in what compelling storytelling can be, because I know that not everybody who watches my reaction shares my opinions on everything that happens. There's so much that happens in this series. If you guys agreed with 100% of everything I said, that would be like such a statistical anomaly, because there are so many things where we can have differing opinions and, you know, just deviating thought processes. But one of the things I love about this series is the way they built this world, the way they built these characters and the universe that they are living in, the way they explored this world. They took their time. They had 50 episodes. Like, for a normal, like, American series that I would watch, like, I grew up with Charmed, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, those kind of things, 19 to 21 episodes a season. So this is like 2.5 seasons of another show that I would normally have grown up with. So they had so much time to fill, and they took their time filling it. They, even when we had, I don't even know that there's anything that I remember earlier when I was in the first early couple episodes, during when we went to like the flashback and we saw some of the first couple monsters, I was like, okay, well, this might end up being like a filler episode or something like that, just to, you know, not necessarily fill time, but, you know, monster of the week and whatever. But like, looking back on it now, I don't know that I can say that there was any definitive like filler episode. There was always something happening, something that in some way, shape, or form came back around and related to the central part of the plot. It's just such great world building, and I've said it in a bunch of other series I've reacted to, that while yes, I love a good BL series, I love a good gay drama, LGBTQ, whatever you want to call it, bromance, like, I love that. What I love more is just having a compelling story where I can live in this world, like watching this series, and even if the romance wasn't a factor, it's still a good story. And this is that through and through. Even if Wuxia and Zhan didn't have some sort of romantic entanglement going on, it's still just a good, well-written story, well executed. The acting has been phenomenal all the way through. Again, the imagery, the scenery, the cinematography, some of the CGI got a little fun there towards the middle and towards the end, but for the most part, beautiful artistry. The music, the soundtrack is absolutely gorgeous, whether they're just the instrumentals or the actual vocals. I know a lot of you guys have said, hey, once you're done with these, you should react to all the songs, because I think each character has a song or something on the soundtrack, and a lot of them are singing the parts themselves and whatnot. So like, whether it's just instrumental or vocals. Like the soundtrack is absolutely beautiful, and it helped to just add so much to the series in general. And yeah, again, one thing about just the storytelling is, even though we may have different opinions on this situation or this character, blah, 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 they've told the story in such a way that literally almost every character, if not every character, has been fleshed out in some way, shape, or form. Some more than others, obviously. Some of the major characters we spend more time with and we flesh them out more and more and more. But like every character that we've come across that has been in some way, shape, or form central to this role, central to this plot, and even those who may not have been so thoroughly explored that us as the audience members really could be on either side of the fence about how we feel about these characters. Some of us love them, some of us hate them, some of us are indifferent, but it's like they've been explored so much that there's not just a set, okay, this person is evil and I hate him, or this person is good and I love him. There's so many people on opposite sides of the fence I've seen throughout the comment sections of, the patron posts, the YouTube comments and whatnot, where like I've said it since like episode 1, where there were so many Chang haters who like absolutely hate him. He's disgusting, especially people who've read the novel and whatnot. They're like, he is the worst. I hate him, blah, 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 blah. And I made my way through like the first half of the series. I'm like, I don't see it. I'm still not seeing it. And even though here I made it at the end, yes, there was some feelings there towards like the episode 30 or 40 or somewhere in that general realm where it's like, oh, Chang, frustration, but I don't hate him. And then there are other people who are on the opposite side of the fence who absolutely love him and, say that they understand him, this, that, and the other. Regardless of what side of the fence you sit on, they've explored his character so much that you can make up your own opinions about him. And there's not a definitive, yes, he is a bad guy. Like I can see the arguments for people who dislike him as a character. I can see the arguments for people who love him as a character. I personally, I'm more indifferent. Like, I don't hate him. I can't think of a single time throughout watching this series, at least. I haven't read the novels yet, so I can't speak on that. But watching this series, I haven't come across a moment where I hate him and I need him off of my screen. There's been lots of moments where I've been disappointed, I've been frustrated, I've wanted to like shake him, choke him, slap him, but like, I'm still fine with him. And then same thing with like some of the relationships. There are so many people who are like, I don't see this ship between Meng Yao and Xian. I never saw it, blah, blah, blah. And then there's me and a lot of other people who like the second I saw them on screen, like episode 2, I'm like, ship. I don't know if I'm supposed to ship it, but I ship it. And then, yes, even though like 20 episodes in, I'm like, I don't trust Meng Yao. I unship him, blah, 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 blah. And people are so like, I never understood what this ship was about. It makes no sense to me. We got through this last whole little scene here, this last episode here with that just genuine sort of feeling of, I don't know if it's necessarily betrayal, but like Meng Yao, when Xichen ran him through with the blade, Meng Yao was like, dude, like, yes, I've done a lot of shit. But when it comes to you and my relationship with you, aside from, making you lose your powers temporarily the last couple episodes here, I've been nothing but supportive and straight shooting with you. Like, I love you. And then even in that last moment where he, swiped, took Xichen over to the coffin and he was bleeding all on there and activating the saber spirit and the the yin metal and all that stuff, and he's like, will you die here with me, Xichen? He put that fist down a little bit. He was kind of resigning himself, like, okay, yes. And then Meng Yao's like, okay, I just needed to see that we still have this connection. We have, get your ass out of here, go live, bye. But like, in that moment, couldn't nobody tell me that wasn't some straight up shipping soulmate shit. Okay, couldn't nobody tell me that they weren't trying to tell me that these two were soulmates. Granted, yes, Meng Yao did a shit ton of evil stuff, and I don't want to see him with Xian, but you cannot tell me that throughout this entire series that they have not built a very close special bond, akin to Wuxia and Zhan, or even going back to Word of Honor, because they would throw around the word soulmate left and right. Granted, sometimes it was in a romantic sense, other times it was just in a sense of, hey, someone that I meant to spend my life with, whether it's a camaraderie or whatever. But y'all can tell me that Xian and Meng Yao, they weren't trying to insinuate that, yes, they were, in fact, soulmates of some form. Like, I know there are a lot of people who are like, I don't see it, I don't get it, blah, 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 but can't nobody tell me that that was not the case. And again, that is just the beauty of this series. It's there's so many things that we can debate about. There's so many things we can discuss, again, because so much of it has been so adequately explored. There's been so much exploration of these characters that we can interpret various actions or moments or scenes in so many different ways and come up with our own explanation as to why these characters are doing this, that, the other. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we disagree, but again, it's interesting. That's interesting, compelling storytelling. Like, yes, having a definitive, this is what happened, this is right, this is wrong, blah, 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 is nice, because we like to feel like we're right. It is nice to feel like we're right. But, you know, sometimes it's interesting just to have debate, to have this equal ground for, hey, this argument or this argument. So, like, I think it's just such great storytelling, great writing of the characters. Zhu Yang's another one, where some people might just say he batshit crazy and he's evil, this, that, and the other. And other people, his relationship there towards the end with what was it, Songlan? Or no, Songlan was the other one. I can't remember the one's name who went blind. But their relationship that they were having there for those last couple of years before he ended up, you know, doing himself in, there are some people who are like, oh yeah, he didn't have any sort of love. It wasn't like a romantic love that Zhu Yang had for him. It was very much, you know, he just treated him nicely, and he that meant the world to him. And there are other people like, no, the love is there, I can see the love. And it's just open to debate, open to interpretation, but all these facts are here. You do with these facts what you need to do with. Like, it's just such interesting, compelling storytelling, and I love it. And so much has happened, because like there's so many times like I will just sit here and think of characters. I can see their faces and I can't even remember their names anymore, because it feels like a lifetime ago that things happened with these characters. Like the crazy Wen son who kicked Wuxian down into the burial mounds. I can't remember his name to save my life, but I can see his face clear as day. That fine ass man. Oh my God. And there's just so much has happened. So much has happened. Fantastic storytelling. Fantastic soundtrack, fantastic acting, fantastic cinematography. Everything about it was just a great time. Great time. So we got, without fully saying, but you know, we can put some pieces together. What was his name? Husong, the leader of the Ni clan, who basically ended up getting Meng Yao officially killed this episode. We got some inference that he was the person who was trying to out Meng Yao, writing the letters, freeing this person, this, that, the other. To what means, not 100% sure, but the little interaction we had with him and Zhan and Wuxian there towards the end, where they're like, you know, the main rule is don't make friends with evil people, evildoers. And it's like, it's like, okay, so we're trying to market him as an evil guy now, and what are we setting up here? But they seem to be on, I guess, an understanding of sorts. So he said something along the lines of like, or they were like, you know, how come you didn't want to be the chief cultivator after you've worked so hard? You've pulled so many strings to do this, that, the other. And it's like, I know my place and I know what's good for me. And if, you know, a job is not, if I can't complete the job or whatever, then I just won't do it, you know, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, I get that. But, so they seem to be on a understanding, but yeah, if there's anything, I would have liked a little bit more exploration with that, but that's just me wanting to watch more of the series. Yeah, oh, we had the whole, God, there's so many emotional parts in this episode. We had the reunion of, or Wuxian realizing that Sweet Boy was actually Yuan, and just that whole scene was just absolutely beautiful. Love. We had the scene with Chang flashing back to however many episodes ago, when right after his parents died and Wuxian went out to get medicine for his sister's fever, and the guards were approaching him and they were about to close in on him, but then off the distance they got distracted. Like, oh, we caught him, and all the guards went racing down there because Chang caused the distraction, and then inadvertently, God, they are just layering emotions on top of emotions. So since he did that, he inadvertently got kidnapped, which is what led to him getting his golden core crushed, which is then what led to Wuxian replacing his golden core with his, which is what led to this downward spiral, downward slope of all the shit that's happened. It's just like, oh my God, I didn't need any more backstory to that one little plot point, but oh Jesus, stop giving. But again, that was Chang's way of, you know, kind of being selfless. Like, hey, I need to protect my brother. It is my job to protect my brother, protect my family. So I will cause this distraction to protect him. And then Wuxian, again, being his selfless self. Okay, well, I need to protect my brother, so I need to give up my golden. Like, they love each other. They may not be good with their words, and sometimes not so great with their actions, but overall, the love is there. Sometimes we just got to read between the lines, and it's little things like that. Again, I've said it so many times throughout this series. It is so good at giving us information, giving us scenes, and then like 15 episodes down the line, giving us that same scene from just a slightly different angle, from someone else's perspective, and it just opens up this entire can of worms. That's like, oh my God, I didn't even think about that. Oh. Like, it's just so good. It's so good. So we had that. And then we had Lanshan and Wuxian not ending up together. And I'm like, why? Why? Like, I get it in the context of whatever's happening. Wuxian needs to wander the world. And, you know, he's a wayward traveler. And Lanshan is now the chief cultivator. So he's sticking his ass in this one place. And it's like, oh, it feels unfortunate for us to have gone through all of this for the last 50 episodes to build this beautiful ship, and then right when they find, like, there's so many instances since Wuxian came back where Lanshan's like, I'm not leaving you, I'm sticking by your side, it is you and me forever, baby, this, that, the other. And it's like, finally there is no more interference in our relationship. There's no more battles for us to have to fight in order to stay together. There's nothing trying to tear us apart. No one's trying to, you know, incriminate, nothing. Like, we can be together and just be happily ever after, finally. And then we're not going to do that. It's like, why? Just give me the happy ending. Just give me the peace of mind. Give me the happy ending. Why y'all got to be this way? Oh God, I get it, but why? But then there towards the end, I don't know how much time has passed, but Wuxian was up on the mountaintop playing their song, and we hear Ying, and he turns around and just has that smile of glee on his face. And they didn't show us who it was, but we can infer, you know, put two and two together. So reunited eventually, but it's like, why even split them up in the first place? Why? Rude and disrespectful. Yeah, so much. All in all, like, the conflict was resolved relatively early in the episode, so we had a lot of just kind of closure moments throughout, which I appreciate. I've seen it with a couple other series I've reacted to where it's like, I appreciate that, because sometimes they'll drag out these big dramatic like final battles until like the 11th hour in the episode, and then we just have this quick sort of wrap up. So I like that they resolved that issue and they gave us all this time to kind of close up these plot points, tie off these loose ends, whatnot. I wish we'd gotten a little bit more with Wuxian and Jingling. Just a little closure to that situation. I would have loved to seen that happen, but that's okay. But yeah, it was a great journey. Sad it's over. I don't know when. I would say that it's definitely a rewatchable show, but I can't dive into a 50 episode journey right now. So I don't know when I'll be diving into rewatching this particular adaptation of it. But I'm excited to dive into the animated version. And then, like I said, I've got do I have the books in here? Did I have them out in the living room? I think they're in the living room. First two chapters, or first two volumes of the graphic novel. So I'm excited to dive in that as well. And yeah, it's been great. So thank you to everybody who recommended this before I started it. Thank you to everybody who's been along on this journey. I started this 8 months ago. It's been an 8-month journey. Granted, in the beginning, I wasn't doing it nearly as consistently. It was like one episode every 2 or 3 weeks. And then a couple months ago, I started to just make it like a regular part of my schedule on the channel. And that's when things really kind of picked up. But thank you to everybody who's been along for the ride since the beginning. Thank you to everybody who's kind of just joined in along the way. I appreciate all of your comments, all of your suggestions, the DMs I get on Instagram, Facebook, people just sharing like random stories or random reels with the actors, or, you know, random fan edits and this, that, the other. Like, I appreciate you guys. I don't always get to respond to all of the comments. I don't always get to see all the comments because sometimes things get locked in like censor world, or sometimes you might put a link in there and then YouTube's like, oh, there's a link in here, we're gonna flag this and hide it, and I'm like, and then I won't see it until like 8 months later or something. Like, so I don't always get to see all the comments. I don't always get to respond to all the comments, but I appreciate you guys. I really, really do. You guys make these journeys worthwhile. You guys make these make my channel worthwhile. Without you guys, my channel would be absolutely nothing. So thank you. And yeah, I hope to see you guys in whatever journey we go on next. But I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on notifications to be notified when all of my shenanigans get posted. If there's anything else you'd like me to react to, be sure to leave it down in the comments. I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. If you'd like to support the channel in other ways, you're more than welcome to join us over on Patreon. You don't have to, but you're more than welcome to if you want to. And I will see you guys in my next video. Love ya. Mwah.
Stranded here, stranded here, stranded. Stranded here, stranded here, There was a time we had